Welcome back to another Minetest mod review. Today we are looking at the Cartographer mod for Minetest. And as you can see right here, we get a few, I forget what these things are called, drafting tables, more or less. I don't know if that's what they would technically be referred to because they're used for map making, but more or less this is the table that you craft the maps on. Let's just call it that because I'm not sure what the actual name of this would be. It's just called the cartography table, but I don't know if that's what a professional cartograph map maker. Let's just stick with map maker if that's what they would consider their little table thing here. But there's 3 levels. There's a wooden one, a steel one, and a mise one. And as you may imagine, you can make progressively better maps as you go upwards. So let's take a look at the crafts for them first before we do anything else. So the wooden cartographer's table, it's a shabby cartographer's table, excuse me, is made with 3 pieces of wood and 5 sticks. And then the steel one is just an upgrade, putting steel around the shabby one, the simple one. And then the advanced one is crafted from a shabby one, so it actually doesn't look like you can make an advanced table from the... You can't, okay. And then the map itself, you can't make in your inventory. You have to make that at one of these tables. So let me go ahead and just put the map there. Oh yeah, you can place the maps, which is pretty neato. So let's take a look at this first one. So to start off, you have to put materials in, which you can do by placing them in there and then clicking the convert materials button. And it'll say we have 38 now in here, and you can go ahead and throw some black dye in, and we have 58 available now. And then when you click on the create map tab, we get, because this is the shabby cartographer table, we only get 2 options. We have a detail level of 1 and a detail level of 2. As you can see here, it tells us how much material this will use to create them. So making detail level 1 will use 5 dye and 4 pieces of paper. Detail level 2 will be 10 dye and 4 pieces of paper. So let's start with the simple one. So we'll craft a map and we will grab it. And it is an empty map until we click on it, and that will initiate it. I'm just going to go ahead and initiate it right here because why not? And so here we see our simple map, and this is the explored area. You can do this height view thing, so you can switch between height view and not height view. I guess I don't know what you would call height view and it's not height view, just I guess a top down, or I don't know. But we can see here we have a lot of cliffs in the area, which is perfect for observing how this height view works. So we can go up towards this cliff, and the blinking dot here shows where we are, and we can see that straight ahead of us, this solid purple color here is elevation. And if we just go to the straight top view, we can't see the elevation at all. We can kind of see different materials, but here we can see quite a bit better that, oh hey, there is something tall right in front of us. And we're not going to be able to get up that. This we can't get up either right there, but you can't tell that from this because of the angle this is drawn at. This light purplish pinkish color is water, and I don't know if it really does anything special for plants. Like, I don't know if these little things actually mean there's plants there. It claims there's trees out in the distance here. You can place items on the map. So we can put a house on the map here, and then we can run off over here. Yes, I have fast on because, to really see how well a map works, it needs to be a large area. So we can run over to here, take a look at the map, and we now have explored some more of the map down to here. We could go ahead and put a flag there to let us know that there's something. You can only get one. What do we want to call these? One. It's not the ledger. It's the things that you draw on the map. I honestly don't know what those are called. Per spot, but you can do things like this and make maps with markings on them. It seems kind of difficult to really do that though, but you can. You have all of the lines and arrows. As far as I can tell, you can't like click and place it on the map. It just places where you are. So you can place arrows or whatever. And if you ever want to just clear out the marker that you are over, you can hit the erase button. It doesn't clear out the whole map. So don't worry about that, because that could be pretty devastating if you spent a lot of time, marking out pathways or something, and then you accidentally erased it all. So this is the simple map. Nothing too fancy, nothing too impressive about it. I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, yes. North, south, west, east works just like a normal map. Hopefully you know your directions. If you don't, maybe a rosette would be helpful, but you should really know north, south, west, east. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you, man. I just don't. The one thing that I kind of feel like maybe could be added would be a compass, so you could tell which direction you were facing. Of course, if you turn on the debug tools, you can see up in the upper left which direction you're facing. So if we look north here, and then we look at the map, we see we are at this point. And if we move forwards and look at the map again, we will see, oh hey, we have moved to the north a little bit. So that's always available as an option, assuming that the debug info is not hidden, which I don't think you can actually turn off. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there's a privilege on servers that you can keep people from seeing that. I don't know. If you can though, you would probably want to give your players a compass so the map was actually useful, so they would know which direction they are traveling on the map. And here we are back. I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, let's reuse this map. So we can take an existing map, put it into the slot here, and we can upgrade the map by making it better. So, and what I mean by making it better is you have to change your map options to something higher than they are. So because this is a level 1 map, I can't upgrade it, but I can upgrade it to a level 2 and it'll cost me 5 die. So if we upgrade to a level 2 map, we can go ahead and look at this map. And now it's in color! And we can still toggle the height map stuff. Our icons are now in color. Pretty neato. When you hover the map, it also tells you how large of a map it is. When you hover it, and I'm not hovering it, yes, that's a great way to explain things. So this map covers 656 nodes, I believe. So that'd be 656 from here to here and 656 from here to here. Fairly certain that's what that means. Moving right along to look at whichever the silver one was called, we see we have a new tab of copy map. So we can place an existing map here and we can make a duplicate of it. And if I pull both of these maps back in, we can see that our house is marked over there. Our house is marked over there. These little T intersection and that straight line. And the T intersection and the straight line. So you can make an exact copy of it. And this is valuable because, well, let me show you this. Let's create a map. We'll do detail level 2 and size level 2. So we have a brand spanking new map here. And yeah, there's none of this further out area explored on this map. Even though, if we look at these maps are the lower detail. Well, anyway, the point still stands true because I tested it. The map doesn't populate with data unless you have it. So the whole area could be loaded into your computer's memory and stuff. All those map blocks could be generated, and they won't get put onto the map until you've actually walked into that area while you have the map. And I tested this as well, and it doesn't seem to matter where the map is. So it doesn't have to be in your hotbar. I could have it in whatever slot I wanted, and it's still updated as I walked around. So that's useful. If you explored a large area and you filled out a map, you can make copies of it, and then you could sell the map, and you could, have markers on the map for different things, etc., etc., etc. But let's look at the new things. So we have a detail level of 3, which is going to cost us 20 dye and 8 paper. 8 paper because we're looking at the ×2 size here. So let's go ahead and grab one of these. I'm going to put these maps over there so I'm not getting them confused. And we see that the map size is really the same as, what was it, map 7? Map 7, same size. Actually, we can just check like this. That's 1296, and this is 1296. It's about twice as big as the 656. And what are we noticing for differences? Looks like at detail level 3, the trees are drawn a little differently. Yeah, so these, it's kind of hard to see them. These trees are not the same as these, and this ground's a little different, that's... There we go. And it looks like the water has some little marks in it. Oh, this water does too. Okay. Some small subtle differences in the coloring of things. And of course we can, if these maps were upgradable, we could upgrade them. This smaller one can be upgraded to a larger one with a higher detail level, or we could leave it at the same detail level and just make it larger. But let's jump over to the advanced cartography table, or whatever this one's called. Yes, the advanced table. Again, we have the same thing for inputting our material, nothing new there. We have the copy stuff, nothing new here. We have create map. We now have another detail level, and we have up to 8 times the size. So I believe this was... You know what? I don't actually have all of these samples out. Oops. This is going to cost us 35 dye and 32 papers. So I'm going to actually go ahead and use one of the existing maps I have to save on some resources. And also because I don't need all those other maps. And we now have a very large map with a very tiny little spot where we're standing. So it would take a long time to explore this whole map. Now, one thing I do want to mention, I don't know why I'm in this corner and not in the center of the map. I'm assuming that this map canvas, I guess we'll call it, is like a global thing. So if I were to walk over to the opposite side of this and make a new map, it would be with me on this side. And if I was to get to this corner here and then go to this space right here and make a map, I would be in this corner of that map. That's my assumption, but I haven't walked around enough to actually know if that's the case or not. And again, we can copy the maps here as well. And then the maps can be displayed on walls, so I can look and see this map where I've done a lot of exploring. It's a very low level map, low detail and a lower size. This one's a higher detail. We got some, looks like snow over here and some pine trees in it. And we got some water. And then I have a very high level, which I didn't do a lot of exploring in, and a high level that I did a big loop in. And I kind of got bored. I was like, I'm not trying to fill out this whole map for a video. So I didn't, yeah, pretty much. Because I'm lazy. That's pretty much it. There is one chat command, but you have to have the Cartographer privilege, and you can do map detail being a number 1 through 4, and scale, I believe, being a number 1 through 8. And if you run that command and you have the privilege, it'll pull up a map. It doesn't seem to show you where you're at on the map. There's no blinking light there, or blinking spot, I guess. But if we go over this way, that should hopefully be enough to pull us out of that map and into a new map. And maybe we can see if that puts me onto the right-hand side of a new map. I think that might be enough. Let's try it again. No, it's still showing the same map. Am I traveling west? I am traveling east. Well, that's not going to help us much. Travel west. This is supposedly fast, but it feels pretty slow. Okay, there's my little cartography station over on the far right, and just past it so you can't see it now. I'll get over this little hill here. It looks like we have some ice coming up. Okay. Oh, or maybe not. Just some snow on a sandy beach. And some snow on the hills. And some more snow. And possibly we are far enough away. Let me run the chat command again. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I think this is far enough over where that... Well, this is definitely, because there wasn't a hill. Alright, we'll get over here. And we'll try it once more. It's giving me the exact same thing. So, I'm kind of unsure. Let me try doing... let's go with like scale 2 and detail 3. Okay, here we go. Maybe scale 8 was just too large. But so this is... Well, I don't know why this is all generated. I don't think we went that way at all. I was going east and west, wasn't I? Alright, well maybe this map is just over all of the generated area and not where the player has traveled. I'm not 100% sure. But that is available. But again, you do have to have a privilege to do it. It kind of works like the mini map in the upper right hand corner that you can use with the mapping kit, but it's nicer because it's larger. That pretty much, I think, wraps up everything. I should give a shout out to whoever asked me to do this review because I was unaware this mod had been released. I knew a little bit about it was being worked on. I think I seen something about the person who was making the model. But then I didn't know it got released. And I believe the mod creator, who I'm sorry, I don't remember what your name is, asked me to do a review on it, and here we are. It actually is 2 different mods. There's the API backend for it, and then there is a secondary mod that pretty much adds support for items from Minetest game, I guess. I didn't look at the code, so I don't know how it really all works, but I assume if you had a different game, you probably just need to do some kind of a table with the nodes and how they should be displayed on the map, is my guess. Let's try this map one more time, see what we have. Okay, very nice. I'm not on it though. But you know what? Let's try map 48 again. Okay, so I'm not sure how exactly you get the map from here to update. Oh, enter makes it go away. That's helpful. Not really. All right, well, that's that. It's, oh, there we are. I don't feel like that's actually where we are because we're not on dirt, we're on sand. Interesting. No, it's saying we're on dirt there too, so. So yeah. That's the Cartographer mod. Links will all be on my website, as always, which is linked down in the video description. As always, thanks for watching. Tune in next week for another video, and I will see you then.